Jim Jordan, everybody. You probably know him. He's on the House Judiciary Committee. He refuses to wear a jacket because he thinks it makes him look cool to look like a Staples employee, has a bowl haircut, and was a former wrestling coach at Ohio State when the doctor there was molesting, sexually assaulting the kids in the shower, of which numerous of these students have said that Jim Jordan knew and actually laughed it off and didn't tell anybody about it. And one coach has said the same thing. Why no legal action has been taken, I don't know. I do know that George Clooney, son of Nick Clooney, who was really actually a big name broadcaster here in the Cincinnati area. So they have ties to Ohio. George Clooney, you know who he is. He's doing a documentary on what happened in Ohio State. So if I were Jim Jordan, I might not want to put that jacket over my shirt because the sweat would probably be unbearable right now. But more recently, Mr. Bowl cut legislative terrorist and asshole, as he was referred to by John Boehner, his speaker at the time, a guy who literally everyone seems to loathe on the Ted Cruz kind of, on a parallel with Ted Cruz, said that real Americans don't care about the January 6th hearings. That's what Jim Jordan said. Real Americans. He's, of course, trying to obfuscate his role. I think real Americans would like to know he was talking to Donald Trump that day on the phone, and we'd like to know what he was talking about, which is why he's been subpoenaed by the January 6th committee. What was he planning with Donald Trump as his buddy, Congressman Laddermilk, and others were showing people or doing tours and showing people the security weaknesses, security spots in other parts of the Capitol buildings, and his friends in the Proud Boys had a manifesto called 1776 ready to storm the Capitol. What did Jim Jordan know? I think real Americans would like to know that. What did Jim Jordan know about the fact that sons of regular Americans who just sent their kids to Ohio State, a state school, to get a good education, and they happen to be talented at wrestling, were fondled and sexually assaulted in the dozens, if not the hundreds, and perhaps thousands by a team doctor? And again, numerous, let's not call them sources, numerous of the students as well as the coach say that Jim Jordan knew about it. What do real Americans think about that? What do real Americans think, who are the parents of those kids that Jim Jordan allowed to be raped? I wonder, maybe we could find that out too. What do real Americans think about the fact that, as I said before, John Boehner referred to him as a legislative terrorist whose only act in Congress is to tear down, is to block people from getting health care, is to block people from getting a higher minimum wage, is to take women's rights away from them. And the fact that he's able to do all this is because he fought and is joined with this collection of rogues in Ohio to have one of the most gerrymandered districts in the country. What do real Americans think about that Jim Jordan can only get elected to Congress because he literally picks his own district and has the stupidest people among the stupidest people who vote for him? You know, the beauty is we may know this soon because everybody hates Jim Jordan. That should be the name of a TV show, by the way. And that seems to include all the other Republicans. Two of the ridiculous maps Republicans have offered in Ohio as they try to fight redistricting here that we voted for to be done in a fair and equal way. Even the Republican maps have Jim Jordan's district becoming a competitive district that a Democrat can win. Jordan is, of course, whining, crying victimhood. So, you know what? We may actually soon find out what real Americans think of Jim Jordan. For the first time in his damn life, he may have to stand in front of real Americans and make the case that he's not the sexually abuse-ignoring, treason ferret that he is, the bowl-cut loser who is only in Congress because he could pick his constituents before and otherwise would be one of the jobless people who would need the aid that he votes against all the time. God, I hope we get the chance to find out.